Now, this is a fight right here, AJ, that kind of had a couple question marks in my head when I saw the matchup. You got number 20 ranked Andre Touchy Fili, a very experienced man, versus number 5 ranked Joanderson Brito. And this is a featherweight contest, but Andre Fili is a clear favorite, minus 240 favorite. What is the difference in styles between these fighters? Brito is a walk forward, smash, jab, right hand down the pipe, or double leg you, pick you up, take you to his corner, Chimaev style, and dump you on your head. Andre Fili could do it all. He could box, he could kickbox, he could do jiu-jitsu, he could wrestle. But the one flaw in Andre Fili's game, in my opinion, is that he's sometimes a little too willing to play jiu-jitsu from that bottom position. Now, that happened in the Sadiq Yusuff fight. He took down Sadiq Yusuff a bunch of times. He was winning, and then he got reversed, and then he got smashed off of his back, so it wasn't a good spot. Bryce Mitchell, I mean, this is what Doug Nasty does to everybody. He smashes, right? Why do you think Joanderson Brito, who lost his UFC debut to Bill Algeo in kind of devastating fashion, right? He was winning, but he got gassed out, cardio, and just got, a UFC veteran put it on him. Why do you think he gets matched up with someone who's even a higher caliber UFC veteran? Like, how does this happen?
Yeah, I think it's just because the UFC brass respects Brito so much and the style that he has. They know he can do it. They just think, he had that adrenaline dump going in the beginning, and that's kind of maybe why he gassed out a little bit. I just think it's the trust that they have in Brito, man. This dude's a scrapper, a very fun fighter, very fan-friendly, engaging, always going to be pushing the pace. Somebody the UFC really wants to highlight. So I think they're giving him another big-time test to really put him in that spotlight and get the wheels shined up a little bit. What do you think?
Well, I'd have to say that's got to be like the only reason, right? I really don't see any other reason other than it's also a fun clash of styles, right? Brito is very walk forward. Andre Fili can kind of do it all, like I said. But I just think that Andre Fili, in terms of experience, has a ridiculous edge right here. Like, it's not even close. But then again, Brito doesn't necessarily need to bank on his experience because he had Bill Algeo in some pretty bad spots in that fight in his UFC debut. So let's talk about it, brother. 21-8-1 with 1 no contest is Andre Fili. 12-3-1 is Joanderson Brito. When you look at the different methodologies of finishes, you're going to be looking at Fili with 9 knockouts, 3 submissions, 9 decisions. Brito with 5 knockouts, 5 submissions, 2 decisions. So both of these dudes can finish somebody. However, if you're an Andre Touchy Fili, you're looking at more decisions than you're really kind of looking at everything else, at least in recent memory. Now, this is the big trepidation that I have with this matchup right here. Has Brito learned his lesson from his last fight, and will he not gas himself out going into round 3? Because I think Andre Fili can keep his cardio all 3 rounds. He could throw a million strikes all 3 rounds unless he's on his back for all 3 rounds. So the way that I'm looking at this matchup, I'm saying if Brito can go about the same game plan he did with Bill Algeo, walk forward, smother Fili, keep him on his back, drop elbows, try to get a submission, he could win this fight. That is his path to victory to me. I don't see any other path to victory personally, because if Andre Fili is able to keep the fight on the feet, it's going to be a long night for Brito. Do you kind of agree with my assessment there?
100%, Derek. That's exactly how I see it. If Fili's back is on the ground and he's not actively trying to get up, because you're right, he does play the jiu-jitsu game just a little bit too much, it's going to be an easy one for Brito, man. That's his style. He's a mauler. He's down to keep it on the ground like that. Now, if Fili can keep it on the feet, stay active, stay at that range that he has, then it's going to be a nice one for Fili. I see that Fili decision, no problem, man.
So when it comes down to it, though, Andre Fili does have another knack or another intangible, or I guess an actual tangible right here that will help him out. I don't even know what you call it. But listen, 74-inch reach to 72-inch for Brito. He has a reach advantage and he has a height advantage, 5'11 to 5'8. He's the taller, longer fighter, brother. So that's my whole entire thing. He can pick you apart all day long at distance. Brito, it's going to be his job, his challenge, his responsibility to close the distance and to give Fili some problems. Now, let's just look at last 5 for Fili really quickly. You have Daniel Pineda, which was a no contest. Remember, he's coming off of that eye poke, which kind of lost him the fight. Oh, I mean, it didn't lose him anything. It was a no contest, but it was a fight he could have won until the eye poke, right? Bryce Mitchell, he just kind of got mauled against Doug Nasty. It's okay. Charles Jourdain, he won a split decision. That win aged nicely because Jourdain is looking nice these days. He lost to Sadiq Yusuff and he lost to Shaman Moraes, or he won against Shaman Moraes a first round knockout. That's pretty damn impressive, bro. I mean, I have to say, just for Andre Fili, even though it's not the toughest dudes in the world, but I mean, you look at that name, and if you know what you're looking at, you're like, okay, that's legit. So once again, I think Andre Fili, if we're looking at they fought 10 times, I think Andre Fili probably wins like 7 or 8. You know what I mean? But I'm still going to pick for Brito here, going against the grain, because I think if he could use that power smash style, man, this is a 3-round fight. If he could use that power smash style, conserve some of his cardio, and actually keep Fili on the ground, it's gonna be, over. But then again, I can understand why you're seeing that Fili decision victory. So let's talk props really quickly. Andre Fili, by decision, if that's what you're rolling with. He's minus 240 on the money line, but for points, plus 145, brother. So, I mean, hey, that's not bad right there. And I actually really like that prop. What do you think?
I really like that prop right there. That to me, that makes a lot more sense right there, man. That plus, what was it, 140?
Plus 145.
145. Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. I like that.
So here's a contrarian one that I actually think makes a lot more sense. Will it happen? I don't know, but could it happen? I think so. For Joanderson Brito to win via TKO, plus 1,000, brother, plus 1,000. And this is a scenario I could see happening. I mean, granted, Andre Fili's only been knocked out twice in his entire career, so it's not going to be an easy task. But Brito has that style to get you on the ground. Drop enough elbows unresponsive, you're getting the TKO finish, brother. So plus 1,000 for TKO, plus 800 for submission for Joanderson Brito. I don't really see him winning any other way. Which one do you like more, the TKO or the submission?
Oh, the TKO all day, man. That's his style. That smash style, especially because Fili is down to play the jiu-jitsu game and stay on the back. Brito gets a smash spot on. I might put some money down on that just because. That's a great comeback right there.
Just because. And you look at the last five, you have Brito, who has a submission and a knockout win. And if you look at the last five for Fili, he has all decisions and one knockout victory. So we will see how it goes. Either way, you're going with Andre Fili via decision, yeah? Okay.
Correct.
And that means that the over and under on this fight is 2.5 rounds. So you will be taking the over. Now, for me, once again, I said I do not think Brito could win this fight if it goes the distance. I think that he has to get a finish to win this fight, or he has to just pummel Fili enough to where it's just not even it's not even close, right? I'm gonna rock with that TKO. I like that plus 1,000 right there. But I'm gonna rock with this. Give me a round 2 finish, man. I'll take the under. It's going to be a fun one. This is going to be a deciding matchup between me and AJ right here. Either way, I think that this should be a fun scrap.